Alizia was once pregnant, but never gave birth to a child. She lost the baby. The child was the only ray of hope in her life, her precious gift, and the only reason that made her endure life in the palace. It is likely that the child was conceived on the night that a very drunk Franz visited her. That night, he entered her room while drunk, and treated her coldly and roughly, just as he had done on the wedding night. For Alicia, intimacy has always been painful. When Franz left in the morning, she silently shed tears. Crying quietly was the only luxury she was allowed. But, after a short while, hope silently knocked on her door. At first, her regular menstrual cycle suddenly stopped. At first, she thought he was nervous, but weeks passed without a return. Then she started to feel extremely nauseous from the smells of food. Alizia knew these symptoms instinctively. She tried to call the Imperial physician, but no one came. No palace physician would visit a neglected princess in a forgotten ward. So, with Sarah's help, she secretly summoned a civilian doctor. "Congratulations, Your Highness. You are about 5 weeks pregnant." What astonishment and joy came over her when she heard those words. Alizia cried with joy all that day. A child conceived by Franz, a legal heir who carries both their blood. "My angel, you have come to me. A gift from heaven, sent out of compassion for my suffering." She repeatedly gently rubbed her flat stomach, whispering gentle words. She felt as if the dark world had suddenly shone with this new hope. But that happiness was conditional on the child arriving safely into the world. "You have to be very careful. Early pregnancy is fragile, any slight shock could cause a miscarriage. Your case is special, Your Highness." Alizia kept the news completely secret. She ordered the doctor and the 2 maids, Sarah and Isolde, who stayed with her, not to reveal the secret of the pregnancy. "When the fetus's condition stabilizes, you will inform Franz. Maybe he will return to her when he hears the news, and leave Naeris." Hope began to blossom quietly within her. She repeatedly rubbed her invisible belly tenderly. "My little one, my jewel, my little angel." She had not yet chosen a name for him, but she poured out the most tender and sweet words for him. She was extremely happy. She felt strong enough to endure Patricia's annoying letters or the rumors of Franz's meetings with Naeris. Because she was carrying the child. Because Franz will definitely come back for their child. At least, until she lost the baby. That bright hope in Alizia's life suddenly turned into deadly despair on what seemed like an ordinary day. The only unusual event that day was Naeris' visit. Naeris would sometimes visit the ward, often insulting Alicia. This wasn't strange. But the problem arose because the pregnancy nausea that day was unusually severe. When Alicia vomited while drinking tea, Naeris took it as a personal insult, and thought that Alicia was showing her disgust in public. "Miss Naeris, please, you misunderstood, I swear it's not." What could it be? "Do you think I'm disgusting because I'm with Franz? Who do you think you are, living in this miserable ward? Miss Naeris. You don't even deserve this sweet. I will make you regret this insult." Naeris left, seething with rage. Fearing that her anger would reach Franz, Alizia eagerly followed her. She followed her to the steepest staircase in the ward. "Mrs. Rockenack, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. Get your hands off me." Naeris violently pushed Alicia's hand, causing the latter to lose her balance and fall down the stairs. While she was falling, Alizia was holding her stomach with all her strength. She didn't care if she died, but her baby had to survive. "Her Highness. Doctor. Quick." The last thing she saw before she fainted was Naeris' face, frozen and pale, and Sarah's hands stained with blood. The child, who entered her life silently, left her with the same silence. Alizia sank into an emotional breakdown, amidst an overwhelming feeling of guilt and despair. If I hadn't caught Naeris. If only I didn't feel nauseous in front of her. If only I could bear the nausea. Maybe I wouldn't have lost the baby. Alizia was consumed with guilt, and she withdrew completely, ashamed even to leave her room. She considered herself a criminal. From that day on, Naeris began to stay openly at the second prince's palace. It was said that she was shocked by the violent fit of anger she witnessed from the princess wife. So Franz took her to the palace to console her. Violent tantrum. Although it is absurd, it has become the official story. Alizia was portrayed as a jealous wife who hurt her out of anger. Franz remained harsh and unrelenting. Even when he learned of her injury, he did not visit her. If she had told him that she had lost the fetus, he would have accused her of lying and demanding attention. Alicia learned to surrender quietly under his deadly coldness. Until Franz suddenly sent for her. When she received his letter sealed with his ring, hope came back to pulse in her chest. Maybe he wants her again, and maybe she can have another child. This time, she will protect him no matter the cost. But all her hopes were in vain. Her trust in Franz again stole that only chance from her, and led her towards her miserable and tragic death. Her Highness? Belissa's sweet voice brought Alizia back to reality. Belisa was holding the teacup, looking at it anxiously, and placing a napkin on her lap. Alizia coughed lightly and smiled faintly, her eyes shining with trapped tears. Lady Natalia seems to like you very much, Duchess. Yes, well, Belisa was about to add, because I'm her mother, but she refrained. She felt that the princess's tears would flow at any additional mention of motherhood. She quickly pointed to Natalia's nanny. Nat, go see Miggy for a moment. Your mother needs to speak to Her Highness. Okay, Mama. Come on, baby. Alizia watched the child eagerly as she walked away, confidently holding her little nanny's hand. She had only invited Belisa and her daughter to build a friendly relationship. But when she saw Natalia, she realized that she was deceiving herself. She really wanted to see her, an innocent child, loved from birth, spoiled as she grew up. Lady Natalia is truly charming. Alizia could not speak until Natalia disappeared from her sight, and her voice was shaking despite her attempts to calm herself down. Oh my God, I probably drank the tea too quickly. She laughed lightly and turned her face away, trying hard to hold back her tears. I can't cry here. She summoned Belisa for a specific purpose. She did not want to waste that opportunity by having an emotional breakdown during their first meeting. As Alizia struggled to regain her balance, Belisa calmly sipped her tea, giving her time to gather herself without embarrassing her. It is clear that the princess did not summon her to reprimand her for neglect or lack of respect. You must be preparing for the wedding soon, right, Your Highness? Belisa gently put down her cup, and continued in a calm tone, marriage changes many things, not only for the individual, but for those around him as well. You were lucky to have Lady Natalia in your marriage. It must be a wonderful feeling, to meet a child so delicate. Belisa raised her eyebrows in surprise at the princess's words, which she said in a low tone. There was something unmistakable in Alizia's voice, soft envy, silent longing. Her previous view was not just an illusion. Strange. Lady Ambrose has not yet married, nor given birth to a child. What story are you hiding? You seem to like children very much, Your Highness, Belisa ventured gently, perhaps soon. That luck is not given to everyone. Alizia regained her composure and elegantly cut off Belisa's speech. I don't think I'm that lucky.